Yo, what is going on, and welcome to another episode of the Urban Pitch Podcast, the beautiful game of life, part of the Believe Network. I am Ramsey Abushala, editor of UrbanPitch.com. To my right, the co-executive director of Vibes, the director of Vibes today, Julio Monterosa. Julio, what's going on?
Nothing much, man. Getting ready for the Roy Invitational at the end of the month, man.
Oh, man. I am, I'm not going to be there.
Yeah,
I'm not going to be there.
18 holes with the fellas.
Yeah, so Roy, producer Roy, it's his birthday coming up. And they're doing last year they did the first one, the first golf tournament. This year they're doing another one, the second invitational. Fortunately, I'm not going to be available that weekend.
You were second place last year, right?
I was second place.
Well, were you robbed? I heard it was like a little controversy to that.
I wasn't robbed. So we were doing a scramble. It was me and my brother, and then Roy and Greg, who's a friend of the pod. And you know, we did the whole handicap. So like, you know, we had a certain number of strokes, or Roy had a certain number of strokes. I think it was like 2 or 3 strokes.
When he was way better than you, he was like,
no, I mean, but
was it fair?
Greg,
Was it fair? Was it
It
fair?
was fair.
Oh,
It was fair.
Right.
It was fair. I'm gonna say it was fair because Greg doesn't really play
All right.
that much. He's just like a athlete, so he can kind of just go out there and swing it. But me and my brother, we played. We're like the two lowest. So we were getting the least amount of strokes. So
right.
I think Roy had 2 or 3. And he hits. So me and my brother finished like maybe 20-30 minutes earlier than everybody else because, you know, they like to take their time. And we were just hanging out on the 18th hole drinking a beer, and we just see Roy knock in this like 15-foot putt, like a long putt, and he does the whole tiger fist pump, like everything, and we go, oh shoot, like damn, that was a good putt, Roy. Like, what was that for? He goes, oh, that was for par, you know, whatever, this and that. And then we're counting up the final scores. He ends up winning by 1 stroke. So I think overall we had beat them by 2, but we gave them 3 strokes. So those 3 strokes ended up amounting to him. He got the trophy. They did the whole ceremony. So I'm pumped for you guys. It's gonna be a good time.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be fun. Can't wait. Last year I didn't go because I wasn't ready.
Yeah,
but I feel like
you've been in the lab.
I've been in the lab.
New PR at Top Golf.
Oh man, the stroke is looking nice.
Yeah.
Pause. And I'm excited. I'm still planning to go to the course all day next week. So anybody want to come with me, you're more than welcome. It's gonna be just trying to hit the drivers because the irons are doing good. So the way I'm thinking is like, if it's not broken, don't work on it too much. Like don't fix it because once I'm on my head like that,
right, it's over.
That stroke is gone. Yeah. Pause again.
Man's all over the place. Yeah. So that's just life, man. That's just life. It is that. I mean, that's why golf is beautiful. It's a microcosm of life itself. So I'm excited for you guys. I'm bummed I'm not going to be there. I'm gonna try and play this weekend. And see, you know, I'm gonna have major FOMO.
Might take Friday off just so I can have like just to make sure that the irons are sharpened.
Yeah.
Like they all clean. Make sure to go to the course one more time. Go through a little run through 18 holes. I'm not even gonna think about it. I'm just gonna swing, and then then I'm gonna look back at it like, all right, I'm not thinking about it, but this is what I gotta worry about once I'm in the course.
I want a live stream of when you're out there. So this isn't gonna be a couple weeks. So it'll be Memorial Day weekend. So by the time this is out, it'll be the coming weekend. But I'm excited for you guys, and let me know how it goes because I'm gonna be wishing I was out there. But
I'm going for it.
Yeah.
I'm going for it.
Yeah, go for it, man. I mean, there's only one way to do it. There's only one way to play, man.
Happy Gilmore style.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You got to go for it. You're gonna be playing in a scramble. Do you guys have partners yet?
No, but I talking to John, I feel like I have an idea who's my partner gonna be.
Okay.
It's gonna be Chato.
Oh, all right. Yeah. Okay.
So we're both okay golfers, so they better be generous with that handicap.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's going to be a big weekend. I'm pumped for you guys. But there's been a lot of news in the soccer world, especially here in MLSville. The big one, obviously, Olivier Giroud coming over, officially announced. There's rumors for a while. Fabrizio has been. Today's episode is brought to you by Bet Online. Bet Online is your #1 source for all your summer sports this season, from MLB, golf, NBA, and NHL playoffs. All the latest stats, news, and scores available to follow all your favorite teams. Get the latest odds and lines, including the latest team matchups, player props, and odds on just about every sport out there. Head to the website today or use your mobile device to get in on the action. Bet Online, where the game starts. Dropping hints here and there. It was all but a done deal. Finally made the announcement via the team. He did the whole signing. He didn't put the hat on. He can't. Too much gel on his hair to put the hat on.
I think he broke the news before LAFC can break the news, because LA
leaked it?
no, not Fabricio, like Giroud.
Yeah. Giroud leaked it.
So like the funny part is that LAFC posted on their admin page, they put because of speculations, they did the little hat.
Oh, right,
the little
right.
the hat mailed, but everybody knew because Giroud posted that goodbye. Then he posted pictures of him signing a contract.
Yeah.
So Giroud was basically saying like, I'm not gonna do it like these normal people. I'm a
Yeah.
World Cup champion, Champions League final. Like I've won all these leagues, so let me do it my way. And
Yeah.
like, I respect it, man.
Shouts to him. What do you think of the? So obviously, this is the latest in a rash of signings,
And more to come from like all the speculations. Like I feel like this week, once that name came up, San Diego with Ramos, Ochoa, Chucky,
Kevin De Bruyne.
I heard De Gea is coming to the MLS as well.
Right. I mean, De Gea hasn't been with a team this whole time, right?
Yeah. And Carlos Vela's still up in the air. Like,
I think it was they were talking about when they did the whole Giroud press conference, and the way that they were talking about Vela, it seemed like he was probably not going to come back. That's just from reading between the lines.
But then I heard some MLS news. I don't know how true it is. There's been a lot of reading because it's a lot of news been coming out. I heard the MLS is trying to do the what do you call that? The legend supposedly signing. Basically, if you've been like the DP for a team for so many years, basically can sign you as a DP again without that.
Interesting.
Yeah, so I don't know how true that is. I don't know if it passed. But I know they said something about being passed around this July.
As if the MLS roster rules and contract rules weren't confusing enough.
Let it just be. Let it just go, man. Like, as you can see, all these people you're bringing in, the contract is going. Like the hype around this league now, just because of the big names that are coming. It's amazing. Just like I hope a Ramos do come. It's a lot of players that even though they're in the older age of their lives, they still have a lot of teams, like a lot of competitive, not the best teams in Europe, but I'm gonna say top 3, top 5 UEFA European League teams that still want these guys. So
so what do you think about that? So obviously, Giroud is another one. You have Hugo Lloris coming earlier. It was Chiellini, it was Bale. Elsewhere in MLS, there's Shaqiri, there's Insigne. A lot of these kind of maybe past their prime players making their way to MLS, feeding that kind of old adage of MLS is a retirement league. I have some thoughts on that, Julio. What do you think? What do you think about that whole narrative that players go to MLS just to spend a couple of years stateside to round out their careers?
With all these big name signings, it does sound like that. But the difference between early MLS trying to bring European players, a lot of these players still have a lot of game in them. But as they bring older players, you do see young players getting brought in as well. A lot of young Argentinians with a lot of talent. And then like it makes it, I'll say it reminds me a little bit about that like the Netherlands Portugal league. A lot of it's a selling league. So you see a lot of older players going there at the end of their career, going to play there, but having a lot of young talent to support these older players.
Yeah.
And I see that's what the MLS is doing. They're bringing a lot of great young players. Omar Campos for LAFC, Peck for LA Galaxy.
Yeah.
Like a lot of players that I know they don't want to spend the rest of their life in MLS. They do want to go and live their European dream. That's the goal of any player to play in these top 5 leagues. So, which if it keeps going the way it's going, it's not gonna take long for MLS to be in that conversation in the top 5 leagues.
I think there's still a big gap, and I don't think. I mean, you can make an argument for MLS being a top 10 league for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
But I don't like top 5 is huge because there's still a lot of leagues. They might not even be the best league in the continent. You know what I mean. So I think there's still some time before it becomes a major league or a major league around the world. And that's to me though that's the issue when people are saying, oh yeah, MLS is a retirement league. All these players are going to MLS just to retire. To me, that's number one. The people who make that argument don't even watch MLS to start with. So it's like they don't understand. Like it's not like every team has 2 former European players that are 38 or older on the team. That's not even close to the case. And number two, you're comparing MLS to these top 5 European leagues, which is not fair because no one in the right mind would ever say that MLS is on that level of the La Ligas, the Serie A's, the Prems, Lions, and the Bundesliga. Like, that's just not. When you're making that comparison, it's like, yeah, okay, these players did play in those leagues. They did play in some of the best teams in the world. They did win Champions League. They did win World Cups. But they're coming here because they're at a stage in their career that this is the appropriate level for them, and it's not denigrating the league. You're comparing MLS to these top leagues when that's just not the case. That's like, I mean, to me, like a more accurate comparison would be like the championship, or even the Turkey league, the Turkish Super League, like where a lot of players do end up going to in their older age to avoid taxes, and the weather's a little bit better there. They still have a lot of
game in their feet though. Like,
yeah, and they still play well. I mean, the Turkey gives you the benefit of you get to play in Europe, you get to play Champions League, if your team qualifies. But I think that's a more apt comparison. Like people do call the Turkish league a retirement league, but they're not like constantly berating it as that.
Yeah, and I think it goes back to the worst thing that happened to American soccer was Ted Lasso. Because no, not in a bad way. I'm just saying, like a lot of people.
What do you mean not in a bad way? You said it's the worst thing.
No. Like, yeah, it's a super bad thing. Just because a lot of comparisons, like I see that as a joke. The joke of American soccer, like, is like Ted Lasso. A lot of Americans that don't know about the game, they just compare it to other sports and like make it do what it do. But like, I will say this though. I think the only thing that MLS is missing now to keep growing at the rate they're growing is better coaching. Mm-hmm. A lot of more experienced coaching. A lot of our young talent is like sought out by European talent. So like how the NCAA to the NBA for some teams are not that good teams, but you can tell that they were transitioned to like the NBA. So if we bring coaches that play that system, play that European style, what's popular in Europe, bringing them out here, is only going to increase the market for our American players and our young players leaving MLS.
Yeah, I think that's a valid point. And the coaching problem, like the American coaching problem, has been rampant, and we might even get into that later in this episode.
Yeah, but wait, last thing though, the only thing, like, I feel like if anybody can make fun of MLS, because at the end of the day, they're about almost 28, almost 30 years old. See where your leagues were at that age. Yeah. But the only thing that I will 100% agree. I something I dislike, and everybody should dislike. Get rid of these turf fields.
Yes.
Yeah. That's a joke. That's really a joke. Like, MLS, like, you cannot be growing at the rate you are, having the players that you have, and still playing in turf.
Yeah.
Seattle, one of the best fan bases. Portland, one of the best fan bases. Atlanta United, one of the best fan bases. Like, all that can be tarnished because playing in turf fields.
Yeah.
Like
100% agree.
It should be a no more. We're like world class now. Like,
yeah,
we having a World Cup. Turf should be gone.
That is a completely valid point. And a lot of it has to do with climate and the temperate zones. But dude, you got to spend the extra money.
Yeah.
The league is profitable enough to where you can kind of be a little bit more lavish in your spending when it comes to facilities. And that will possibly, like, I mean, the turf fields, that's a major drawback for European players who want to come over.
Definitely.
And so, I mean, and when you have these players that are going to come over and they see,
at their older age, we'll still a little
bit exactly. Especially at their older age, they see, like, some players refuse to play on turf. Like, I don't think Messi was playing on turf for a while.
And to MLS was like, you got to play.
You got to, right?
You cannot go to Atlanta and not play. You cannot go to Seattle and not play.
Exactly. And
this is big markets for MLS. So you got to keep them happy. At the end of the day, you got to keep them happy. And it's historic franchise. Atlanta United, for what they did in their first few seasons, being that new franchise. Way, like, being the new franchise, they all want to model themselves over how Atlanta United model themselves, have them young Europeans with a lot of talent, and then just do great things. LAFC wanted to be like Atlanta United, whether we want to agree on that or not, but they follow. The new MLS started with Atlanta United.
Yeah, but you still want to have the grass surface.
Yeah.
But I mean, going back to the whole retirement league thing, I think you mentioned that there's a balance. I think there's a pretty good balance of the young talent as well as the age talent. And you see Tejan Buchanan going to Inter Milan.
That's crazy.
John Duran, who just scored 2 goals against Liverpool for Aston Villa. Miguel Almiron was one of the first, like the big ones who went to Newcastle. He's been up and down for them, but still that was a major big deal. Matt Turner going to Arsenal didn't really work out. He's kind of struggling, but you are seeing these players making moves to top European teams from MLS and looking like they're ready to go right away. Just like you see, some of the European players coming over to MLS and struggling a little bit because it's a little bit more physical or a little bit more challenging than they had maybe preconceived. So I do think that there is a mix. There's a solid mix. Are we at the level of a top 5 league? No, of course not. No. And anybody who's making that comparison is crazy.
I will say that, we can't compete. You're not gonna go in there and just blow out MLS teams, especially the top teams. I don't think you might beat us by 3, but it's not gonna be a blowout. It's not gonna be an easy 3. No, I'm joking, but I think it'll be a competitive game. It probably will go down to the small MLS mistakes that we constantly see, but I don't think it's gonna be a walk in the park either. You're not gonna come in and just look at us and win the game already. You're gonna have to actually go out and play.
Agreed, but also there is a stark level. Like even with the lowest, the mid-table, low-table teams, there is a stark difference between how they play and how MLS plays. But like you said, I do think it would be somewhat. It wouldn't be like them playing a youth team or something like that.
You're gonna go out there and play, especially most of the top teams. They do have solid back. Like that LA Galaxy defense line. I like how Neil. I keep butchering the Asian guy's name, but that I think one of the better pairings in MLS right now. That the 2 center backs. One has that experience playing in the EPL. Neil coming up into his own, coming from injury, but you can see he's going to be special. So you can see that. MLS is here to stay and is going to keep growing. And a lot of names. After that, Bell coming, Chiellini coming, they're seeing Messi basically set a trend now. Everybody wants to come here and show they see a little bit of soccer.
Yeah, Antoine Griezmann. There's rumors around him coming.
I know he was supposed to come to the LAFC with his BFF Carlos Vela. So let's bring Carlos Vela for another 1.5 years because how much Griezmann has in his contract.
I know. Yeah. De Bruyne. I forgot who was talking about. He played with De Bruyne either with Belgium or maybe it was with Belgium. He was talking about I could see De Bruyne in LA. So I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully more players.
I seen a picture with him in the LA Galaxy uniform, which honestly I wouldn't be upset.
No,
I would love the move.
I know.
Anything as long as we can get big names in LA, it don't matter because I can go to the South Bay to go see Galaxy. I can stay in LA to watch LAFC.
Right.
And there's gonna be big names.
Right.
And imagine LA with all these big names.
Yeah. Even
seeing
more.
Seeing him at the Promenade, seeing him in places you're like, wait, places they've walked before and people didn't know who they were.
I know.
Unless you loved soccer. Now it's like people that don't really know soccer just because of how big they're in ESPN or in different news outlets, and they're like, hey, we know who you are now.
Yeah.
A lot of European players will come to the U.S. so they can be low key,
right?
Which is crazy.
That is wild. But now that Giroud's here in LA, what do you think is his neighborhood that he would best thrive in?
Yeah, definitely. I was thinking. I was looking at his Instagram for just to figure this out. At first, I was like Beverly Hills because of the great eatery. He looked like a classy man. But the more I looked at his Instagram, I was like, I think Burbank will be a place.
Burbank, okay. Go into it. Yeah. Okay. Get into it. I like that.
I saw the beard. I saw some of his pictures that had a beard. Some heavily branded clothing, Givenchy, Gucci, and I was like, who does this remind me of?
Wow.
Who does this remind me of? Like he'll be great with the Armenians in Burbank, Glendale. I think that'll be the neighborhood for him, bro.
That is unbelievable.
He gives me Burbank, Glendale vibes.
Right. As much as I want to disagree, I can see.
I put some thought into this, bro. I thought Beverly Hills was because I was like, damn, he's like a classy man.
Right.
But the more I looked at his Instagram, I was like,
yeah, he's got the look for sure.
Yeah, he had like the beard.
Even when we saw him in LA, he kind of had the slim fit look, that Euro style that you see.
Then he was not easy to joke with. So I'm like,
Yeah, I bet you he drives a G-Wagon.
Yeah, that's what I want. I was looking for that. Cause that was gonna be the key point.
Yeah.
If it was the early 2000s, he probably wore a lot of Ed Hardy.
Yeah.
I gotta ask him that, like his style back.
Yeah.
But I feel like he'll be great Burbank, Glendale area.
Okay, Giroud, come on the pod.
Yeah.
We'll give you the whole rundown. But
they have great restaurants in Glendale as
well.
well.
They do. No, Glendale.
And you'll be surprised. You probably see somebody with an expensive Rolex out of nowhere. Yeah. So I feel like that would be his area.
Yeah. Okay, that's good. I was thinking more of like a Manhattan Beach, like he kind of seems to me like like a finance bro type. Like, like kind of driving a Tesla.
No, he's G-Wagon.
I know. Now that I said G-Wagon, I can't picture him in anything but a G-Wagon. But when I was initially thinking about it, I thought Not quite Santa Monica. He's a little older, right? Yeah. And the older you go, the further south you go. Until you get to Newport Beach. Oh, you know what I mean? Like you go.
The thing is, like that would be a great, but I don't see him being that talented. You gotta be a little orangey.
He's got a little bit. He's got that olive skin when he was in Italy. Like
all right.
I feel like Manhattan, even Beverly Hills. I think Beverly Hills would be a good one. Just
when you think about it, Glendale and Burbank seems like the spot.
I didn't think of that at all. When the second you said Burbank, I knew exactly what you were talking about, which is wild.
It's a look.
So he won't be coming here for a while till after the Euros. After
July
the
18th, they said he's gonna be eligible to start playing here.
So depending on how deep France goes, I don't even know if he'll probably be on the roster. I would think.
No, definitely. And I think the first, just looking at his roster after that, I think even though he's coming in July 18th, the first home game in LA after that, I think it might be like first week of August. So it might take some time. So I got 2 season tickets. They're up for sale. Yeah. I'm going for the highest bidder because I know those tickets are going to go up.
Yeah, for sure. That debut
so
game.
All those free tickets I gave away, stop asking for them because
the price of the brick went up. Yeah. Speaking of the summer, this is going to be a big summer.
Oh, man.
This is going to be a big – we're getting to that point, right? Mid-May, weather's absolutely beautiful. Like, it's starting to kind of warm up here, like not just in LA but across the country. The shorts are coming out, sundresses are coming out.
Beautiful.
It's time for summer footy, which is to me one of my favorite international tournaments in the summer is just a beautiful time. It's gonna things are gonna kick off with the Champions League final, which to me, like the last few years, I wasn't really that hyped for the Champions League final. I was like, just like last year was what, City and Inter Milan. That was kind of a boring game. The year before was Real Madrid and Liverpool. That one was kind of a good game, but I just knew for a fact Real Madrid was going to win after that game against City. You had the Chelsea. The year before that was Bayern and PSG. So like this is to me the first year where I'm like, oh, dude, like I am rooting hard for a team. In Borussia Dortmund, and like as I know you're a Real Madrid fan, but watching them dismantle Bayern at the end, that to me was just so infuriating to watch. That to me I was just like
Hoselu,
like who Hoselu. That was crazy, and I was just like, yo, this is just classic. Like,
and the thing about
witchcraft.
The thing about it is like, Thierry Henry on was it Golazo TV?
The CBS.
CBS, their sister brand. I think it's called Golazo.
Yeah, Golazo.
Yeah. He was like, you can't count them out. Like they always find a way to win. Yeah. And of course, like
it was wild.
They go 1-1 and then 2-1. Controversy to the Barca fans. Don't worry if the game was over or not. Don't worry if it was a penalty or not.
Was wild.
Don't worry about it. Just don't worry about them. Worry about Giron. They're on top of the table from you guys. So like, stop worrying about that call. You guys shouldn't be worried. Bayern fans, I feel for you. I would have been pissed.
Heated.
Yeah. It happened to during the league. It happened to what's his name? Jude. It happened to Jude earlier a few months back in the league.
I remember that.
When they called the whistle, but
he scored a last minute winner, and then he got called back because.
Yeah, but it shouldn't.
Blew the whistle.
The ref should have never been the talk about that game because it's such an amazing game. The ref should have never been to ruin the game. I agree with everybody because I feel like if you're a football fan and you're a true football fan, we all agree on this across the table. You have to let it play out
I don't understand.
and let Barr do his job.
Yeah.
I don't care. Like, and I joked. I was getting people mad on Instagram, letting them know, like, hey, if, like, even though one person was offside that didn't have nothing to do with the ball, but he was going for it, and there's Rule 11.2, it states that whatever. Like, we all can agree if you love the game and you want, whatever fan you are, the refs shouldn't decide those games. For sure. Let it play on and let VAR do the magic. Yeah. Because the ref did whistle before the play on, so he did. Even though it was a goal, okay, cool. I get where you're coming from, but
the whistle sounded.
It was a whistle resounded, so everybody did like stop playing. Right. It could have been different if you probably put a leg in it. Yeah. But yeah, refs should never be the main person in those stories. It should be the game. For sure. Yeah. The players, it should be the teams.
Yeah, yeah. So Champions League, and then the Euros, then Copa America around the same time, the Olympics. Like it's like what, like we're gonna be just watching so many, and I mean the Copa America coming here too. I was just talking to Pablo at Club 11 today. We were just trying to see, like, yo, like how are we gonna do this? How are we, like, so it's gonna be a crazy summer. But I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to being completely busy. I'm looking forward to a lot of the things that are coming up. What's the best part? What is the best part of watching football in the summer, especially these international?
We got robbed last World Cup because it was a Winter World Cup. The 2018 World Cup, the U.S. didn't make it. But 2014, I can remember a big TV. I think it was a Galaxy event where they did a big one of those blow up TVs in the middle of Manhattan Beach. Yeah. Is it Manhattan or Redondo? I get those two places confused.
Hermosa, they do it in Hermosa Pier. Because they did that. I watched the U.S. play England in Hermosa.
Yeah, so they put the TV there, and then you can watch it there. And the thing's not even about the game, because it gets crowded. Yeah. You have to park at least 4 blocks away.
Oh, my goodness, dude.
It gets ridiculously packed. But the thing is, like, what happens after. Especially if it's early morning games. I can remember, like, I think the game was a Thursday. It was USA versus Portugal. Crazy goal.
We lost last minute?
I think we might have lost last minute, but he played for
we were winning at one point.
He played for New England. He played for the Galaxy. Ended his career in the Galaxy. Whatever. It was one of the German players that was brought to the U.S. He scored one of those curving balls that surprised Portugal. But whatever. It was a great game. What happened after is everybody walked to the beach, and you can see pickup games just being played. And it was amazing. It was just like, it was amazing how soccer had really, like, people that didn't even know how to play, but they just saw the game. Everybody wanted to play. It was an early game. I think it was about a 10 a.m., 11 a.m. game. And that's what I'm waiting for, seeing the
watch party. You're a big watch party guy.
Yeah, it's not even a watch party. It's like what happens after, like, people, like, the whole, after games, they start playing.
They're still in soccer mode.
Yeah, the like, how much, what is it going to mean to the sport? A lot of people are gonna basically become fans of these sports. A lot of kids are gonna see these, how much news coverage it gets, and they're gonna become players. And you never know. Yeah. It's gonna bring that next generation of American players.
That to me is interesting, because I don't like the big watch parties, whether you're at a bar or at the pier. Like, when I'm trying to watch the game, when I'm really trying to watch the game, it's a little bit difficult. I got yelled at the Hermosa because I was meeting a friend, and he was also tall. Like, he's like 6'7". He's a basketball player, and I was meeting him. Like, he got there way earlier than me because I was trying to find parking for 45 minutes. I didn't get there till like the 30th minute. Yeah. So I'm like kind of shouldering people, like, asking, because I could see him above the entire crowd, and when I stood next to him, somebody else like, "Back, get the you're so too tall. We're going to go to back, whatever." So that was like, and
people drinking at mornings is the best. Yeah. Good for them.
But just being crowded, and then, like, trying to watch the game, you don't really get the best watching, like, experience. You get a great, like, view, like, you get to people watch, you get to, the atmosphere is great. That part is great. But if, like, I'm trying to watch the game and kind of being into the game, I love the, like, kind of more low key, like watch party at a friend's house, get a barbecue going, get some drinks going, hanging out outside, doing things like that. To me, that's way more enjoyable than watching it at a bar or watching it at, a big square. That being said, the watch party that we were barely alive for, the World Cup final. Where you disappeared. You should have disappeared. Bridget and I were working.
I was working 2.
Yeah.
I was working the crowd.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
Everybody was giving me a shot. I was like, hey, guys, while you guys were working, I had to be.
It was 7 a.m. I could barely keep my eyes open.
And I was blasted.
Yeah. We were. It was.
I thought Argentina won like 90 minutes in, and then I wake up and I see the highlights and like the craziness that happened. I blacked out like around the 80th minute.
Yeah, well, we
blacked out.
I was very much present for that, and it kept me up. I crashed when I got home because we did not sleep that night. But that to me was a great, like a good example of a great watch party.
Then they're gonna, I guess, speaking to the people that. I think the Sueño team that did that.
Yeah,
they're planning to do it again for like
for the Copa America or for the World Cup
for Copa America and like other events. So it's gonna, it'll be a great. Or the football boutique is gonna have like
football boutique. Yeah. Shout out to football boutique because they already have the watch party like dungeon set up where they have a bunch of different TVs. They got a great setup there. They're doing stuff with Angel City. So they got the watch party set up.
We're gonna have to go there and watch an Angel City game.
Yeah, because they do the road watch party, so I'm down. I mean, we could for sure.
Yeah, but going back to like just like my thing is like I'm like you. I want a community to be like spread out. I don't want all to be one American team because I like that friendly banter.
Right. Yeah, for sure.
As long as it's friendly, like.
And that's another thing that you get at the watch parties, the bigger watch parties that you don't get at the smaller ones at your houses. You get to talk to the opposing fans, and you get to get that friendly banter as long as it doesn't come to blows.
Yeah. But so I'm hoping that's what I'm most excited about. Like, or even going to like a Tom's Urban or one of these restaurants that is sitting only and they have the TVs up high, so you get to watch the experience.
Yeah.
If you get there early, get a table and like. Just watch. You get the people watch.
Yeah.
You get that friendly banter, and then you're able to enjoy the game because you don't have to be like, "Hey, I can't see."
Yeah, right.
Especially for us short kings.
Yeah. And most of the time, like at concerts and stuff, I'll try to go further back. But there, I had to meet my friend, and I was like going through a sea of bros in Hermosa Beach, and they were not taken to that.
No, but I just can't wait to see like this what the city does because it's gonna be the World Cup. '94, we had it here. Even though I was alive, I didn't experience it because I was about 5 years old, so I don't remember anything.
Yeah, that's a good point that you brought up. Like for the U.S. playing in a big time like major summer tournament hasn't been since 2014.
Yeah,
it's been 10 years since the last time like we were playing in the summer in a major international tournament.
And I don't care what you say, but that I believe we could win. It's probably not the best, Chad, but like, it took over 2014.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. It was going off. I was
working at an after school program. It was summer, and the amount of kids are just. I'm like, shut up. Shout out to those kids. They're probably like in college right now or something. But Usher's son came out. It was around BET weekend. Usher's son came. But whatever. Like just like seeing those kids. Those kids were probably. I'm talking about the elementary kids now.
Yeah.
They're like 2014, that's 10 years ago. So, imagine they're like
college
they're probably 15,
age now.
16.
Yeah.
Fifth grade, they're probably in college now, but like they haven't been able to experience a big US tournament because of that mishap. Even though they think they watched the World Cup tournament, they thought they enjoy it. What this past World Cup did is just a small taste. Summer event is where it's at.
Yeah.
So
and
it's gonna be summer after summer after summer. We're going to create a lot of alcoholics in this country.
Or maybe just you.
How come Julio doesn't get no work done in the summer? I don't know.
It's summer vacation, man.
I'm definitely taking a week off for the final.
You should just find a job at a school. Then you're off the whole summer.
Yeah, but then they got to be able to pay me.
I know. Yeah, that's true too. That is true too.
Shout out to the sponsor if you want to sponsor this pod.
Private school. Private school. There you go.
Private school, but
Windward, Crossroads, Sierra Canyon, like Harvard Westlake. Yeah, you got to hit them up.
Hit me up. I want to work Monday through Friday from home. So like, let's figure it out, guys.
That's not gonna work at a school.
Let's figure it out, guys. No, but like, I'm so excited for what can event because something about the U.S. we can really host some events.
Yeah,
we can host from you see the Super Bowls, you see the NBA Finals, NBA playoffs, concerts. Or
do you think that the Copa America for the general American sports fan? Of course, we're excited, right? Do you think like the casual sports fan who gets excited for World Cups, who will show up to watch parties at World Cups, but isn't really tapped into the global. You know, they're not watching the Premier League or whatever on Saturday mornings. They're just like kind of casual, very casual soccer. Do you think they're aware and excited about the Copa America?
No, I don't think they're going to be aware until they realize why is there so much traffic. Why like I can't go with my girl and book a random hotel.
A staycation? What's going on?
I love me some staycation.
Yeah.
I hate flying, so I love me a staycation. So a lot of those casual people, they're gonna see and they're gonna be like, wait, it's a lot of hype. So I think this is gonna be basically a preview on what the World Cup is, because the World Cup is gonna be
dress rehearsal. Almost.
Yeah. So basically, this is a get ready for what's to happen.
Yeah.
So
I'm excited for the people who are going to be traveling here. And what they're going to bring, the flavor that they're going to bring to the stadiums, the energy, the atmosphere, the pregame tailgates, the traditions, the culture going on outside of the stadium. To me, that's what I'm most excited for. Obviously, yes, I'm excited to watch the U.S. play in this tournament against high-level competition. But to me, the energy and the atmosphere inside and outside the stadiums, I'm really looking forward to that, because I do think that it's going to be well-traveled. I do think that a lot of people are going to make the trips. And I do think that the people who have Argentinian roots, who have Brazilian roots, who have Colombian roots, who have, who are Uruguayan, like, that they're going to show out as well. And there's a lot of that, especially here in LA, but across the country too. I mean, like, this is a melting pot. So I do think that is definitely going to be on display. Yeah,
my advice is right now, if you live in DTLA, Santa Monica, Hermosa, any of these touristic places, find a local bar and just become a regular, because you're gonna want that hookup for when this comes. You want to be able to get in. You want to give the handshake, skip the lines, because it's gonna get crowded. Most of the bars that you usually go to, they're not gonna be as empty as you think. So
I thought you were gonna say start an Airbnb.
That's a great business, but I'm saying start an Airbnb and become
sublet a place somewhere in
these
like
breweries,
Palmdale, somewhere like that.
But not,
and then Airbnb your place.
And that's what I feel about. No, like, not even that. Like, even go to Lancaster, Palmdale, because I feel like a lot of people are gonna make these trips. They're gonna see it's like, oh yeah, it's only a 45-minute drive. We can rent a car.
Yeah,
fools.
It's only 30 miles.
You're gonna be sadly mistaken. You're gonna be sadly mistaken, fools. Like, you're gonna go to the game thinking you gotta leave an hour before. By the time you get to the game, you're gonna be drunk, and the game is gonna be over. So even I start buying properties around there for Airbnbs or renting them out. I should do that.
Close to LA, like only 45 minutes from LA.
Like, people gonna go to the Valley, gonna try to stay Hollywood because they think Hollywood's
dude, Hollywood to get to downtown, or even like the West Side going to Englewood, like, it's just not.
And I was living in Santa Monica, to get to downtown LA, and like I was working from home some days. Take me an hour and a half.
On the map, it's what, like 12 miles?
Yeah, and it'll take me about an hour and a half.
Yeah,
2 hours. It took me 2 hours one day because there was a crash. Or the 10 and the 405 connected. So, if you have international fans, do not pay $30 less and stay far away. If you can pay even $100 more, stay close to the stadium, because everybody thinks 15 miles is 15 miles, but LA 15 miles is not the same anywhere. That's about an hour and a half wait.
Either any direction, 15 miles, peak rush hour.
Pasadena will be a great spot for everybody to stay at.
I mean,
because there's no games in the Rose Bowl, but like
there's no games in the Rose Bowl. Pasadena to SoFi.
Oh no, it's gonna be SoFi. Oh, so Crenshaw area, I might have to fix my garage and Airbnb.
Yeah.
Like,
There you go.
Boom. Stay there. It's gonna be $300 a night.
That's wild.
I'm making money, baby. Forget you international.
There's no insulation, but
capitalism. I don't care. Forget y'all. Y'all pay my rent for at least 6 months.
Okay, so Euros, Copa America, and Olympics. Rate them 1 to 3.
Euro.
What are you most excited for?
Euros, Copa America, and the World Cup.
And then the Olympics.
Olympics.
Yeah, because those are the 3 that are coming this summer. What are you the most excited for?
Third place, Olympics.
Yeah.
God. I'm gonna say second, Euros. And I think they're gonna be better competition there, but. Copa
America is here.
Yeah,
Copa America is gonna be here.
It's gonna be here. It's gonna be their backyard, and then it's gonna be. And I think something about Americans. We like to show out
Yeah.
So I expect this. I expect to be a show. Like it's gonna be lights, camera, action.
Yeah. Yeah, I have the same answers as you. I think I'm excited for the Olympics for the women's national team because they want to exercise their demons from the last one in Tokyo, where they I think they finished.
Let's talk about that.
In third.
I still don't. I don't think they're gonna come in being favorites at all or being top 3 favorites.
They're gonna have a new coach. They're bringing in Emma Hayes from Chelsea.
Yeah, but the scrimmages that they had, they do not look like that dominant team anymore.
Yeah, that's true. They have not looked. They have not looked good since like right before the Olympics. They're the Kristen Press goal, you know what I'm talking about? They play Mexico. They had that team build up. They got called offsides. Since that offside call, they've been very disjointed. They have not been dynamic. They have not really been that fun to watch. I'm excited to see the new coach because she brings a pedigree. She knows what she's talking about. She's won a bunch in the Women's Super League in England. She's going to make her debut this summer, like in June. I was actually thinking of going to that game in Colorado, but I think we might try to go to DC. We might try to go to DC in July if you're trying to go.
No, I'm planning to go Seattle, July 20th.
Okay. But anyways,
that
so
might be a facility.
Yeah. So the women's national team, I think, if they can get the roster right, if they can have enough time under their coach, I think she's kind of been pulling some strings while she's still with Chelsea. That they can finally, turn things around and be the dominant team that they were. But it's not going to be easy for them by all means, because Olympics, especially for women's soccer, where there isn't a age limit like there is in the men's side, they take that. That's like one of the most premier tournaments in women's football. It's that, the World Cup.
So it's for the guys.
The guys.
Mexico has done legendary things. Did the U.S. qualify this time? Because they haven't qualified to Olympic men for years.
For a while.
I
don't even know. I honestly don't even know.
I think Mexico might edge this again. Pause. It's crazy.
Yeah, but I mean, like Brazil won a gold medal. And Mexico that was a huge deal.
Does Mexico have a gold medal?
I don't know.
I think they beat Brazil 94-ish.
94,
96, or it might be the 96.
96.
Atlanta.
Yeah.
I remember like they had it on. Yeah, it was a big thing. So yeah, I do want to see the women's game because I've been disappointed. I saw their last scrimmage and they just do not. I don't know if we lost our confidence.
Yeah.
What it is, we don't have an identity anymore. It's because a lot of the players in that U.S. women's national team, they were together for like at least 3 World Cups. Yeah. And they haven't had a chance to they haven't had a chance to like ease their way into it. Because I remember when Alex Morgan, Sydney Leroux, like that was it 2014 or probably like prior to that?
Mm-hmm.
How they
2011
they still had they still had a older crowd still present, but it was a mixture of old and young. I feel like this last World Cup, it was a lot of older players that shouldn't be there with a lot of younger players that hadn't proved themselves yet.
Yeah.
So hopefully,
I think now that there's a good mix of young talent and experienced talent. Jaden Shaw plays for San Diego. I think is a star. I think she's going to be, a piece. I know Katarina Macario is starting.
I feel like
to
she's
come
taking
back
Alyssa.
well.
Like,
Alyssa.
She's not there yet.
She hasn't been called into the team. Like she's kind of been going through a slump. She had some injuries.
Yeah.
She's been playing. I like how she's been playing for Angel City this year. So I hope she gets a shot at least at that roster spot.
Just like when Green. Messi went through it. Like a lot of these players, R9 phenomenal.
Yeah,
they got called up to their first World Cup. They were like 18, 17. They didn't get playing time, but everybody knew they were going to be great. And I feel like she's on that boat too. She's probably not there yet, but you can see that she's going to be great.
Yeah. I agree. I think that she. I mean, Angel City. But like I'm not going to talk about that because I'll just start ranting. But. Paige Nielsen, though, I will say, Paige Nielsen. Shout out to Paige.
She got traded and scored the winning goal.
Yeah, that was beautiful.
Cool little setback.
Absolutely beautiful. Set piece, terrible defending as usual for Angel
City.
City.
All right, so like ever since I got called that episode, I've been watching more NWSL, and I'm back to falling in love with Didi, bro. Like, she lost her starting spot, came back.
Yeah.
Was it to injuries or different
I don't know. They just didn't have her as a starting keeper this year, and then Angelina Anderson made a couple mistakes, and then Didi got back, and she's been playing well.
Amazing.
I will say that.
Yeah, like
her saves. She made a great save towards the end of that game.
Yes. She almost had that one too. Like
almost.
She stretched.
It's tough.
But like her defense does not help out. Like they get a lot of chances. I think they were like averaging like 5-6 chances a game or something crazy like that.
Yeah. But shout out to Paige because that was really cool to see, even though that was heartbreaking.
I wish she would have done like in other sports when like they don't celebrate it for their old team.
No, she celebrated, bro. She was there. She said, "I'm celebrating, bro." Oh yeah, she was celebrating hard. But I enjoyed that, and I think that she deserved to celebrate because the team.
The urban boost.
Yeah, urban pitch boost.
The urban pitch boost. She got it and left, and then took it with her.
Yeah. Okay. So summer, boom. We're pumped for that. Anything else? That you want to get into before we wrap things up?
Probably for a future episode, but just a food for thought. Like, there's a lot of like great backup keepers.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, that's crazy. Like, first of all, we can get into this a different episode because we're running out of time, but I saw Keylor Navas on that list.
Yeah. And
I thought that was crazy. Yeah. He's 38. And I'm going to say this. I think what hurt Keylor Navas is Central American. I feel like he has never gotten the respect that he deserves. Like when he played with Real.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah. The fact that he is Central American.
Okay, when he played for Real Madrid.
Yeah. He did get disrespected.
Disrespected. Sure. He was the best goalie there. PSG. Same thing, had a great season. They got disrespected.
They brought in freaking Donnarumma after he had a great year. Yeah, it's crazy.
Nottingham Forest, like he's way better than the starter.
Yeah.
And like, so when I saw his name, it just I had to rant a little bit because I feel like that player has been one of the best goalies all time. Probably one of the.
He's the best CONCACAF player ever.
Yeah, and not even that. Like you can argue like in the like not even CONCACAF like ever like he has a crazy career. I feel like he never got the respect that he deserves. So Keylor, come on the show on this event.
Yeah, hell yeah, let's do that. Keylor Navas to MLS?
I hope.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
We can trade Yoris to the Galaxy.
They're talking about Miami, possibly.
Oh yeah. Oh, but I did want to end up with I watched that San Luis LAFC game.
Okay.
What a freaking amazing game! It was back and forth. Yeah. San Luis has a great team. LAFC, I was so scared because a team that runs that attacks as well as San Luis does, they always win. They always win us through the through balls. Murillo had a great few stops there when the ball through. He slid, won that. Aaron Long played amazing to his. I feel like his knee was hurting or something.
Yeah, he's been banged up.
Shout out to Sharundalo, like changing Hollinshead, which it hurts because he was one of my favorite players. But I feel putting Sergi and Omar Campos give us so much.
That's the future.
Yeah, give us dynamic. Make us more dynamic, running fast towards that bogus Tillman in the middle with Atuesta.
Yeah, nice.
I enjoyed it, and then bringing the Ely to calm it down. I can't wait for Giroud because this team like from the changes that they've done, it's amazing, and I'm happy for it because usually LAFC lives and dies by the formation. And you can see that they made a change. And shout out to the LA Galaxy as well. They had a comeback. They were down 1-0, then tied 2-2, which it was a great game. So like, I just can't wait for that July 4th game. I'm so hyped for the July 4th game, just because how great these two teams are playing.
Yeah, and I think building up to that is as well for the summer. So it's gonna be a good time. I'm excited for it. We'll be right here with you this whole time through the summer of football. This has just been a preview episode of that, but keep it tapped in because we got some exciting stuff coming for you, and I'm excited for it. So this has been another episode of the Urban Pitch Podcast, The Beautiful Game of Life, part of the Believe Network. For Julio Monterosa, I'm Ramsey Abushala. We'll see y'all next week.